Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. My friends, so many of you. Is the Facebook Live up yet? Not yet. It takes just a second. Oh, my apologies. It takes just a second for Facebook to catch up. There's a little bit of a delay, whereas YouTube seems to be pretty much right on. There might be a couple of seconds, but Facebook is definitely a little bit behind, that's for sure. So, hi to all of you. Hi, Sara, Cecilia, Dawn. Colleen's in the house. Norma's here. Jana's here. Hi. Hi. I think we should peek in the back of the curtain, says Pay no mind to the man behind the curtain. Hi. So Facebook is finally here. Nicole is here. Claire's here. Rachel's here. Sabrina's here. Cindy's here. Karen's here. Hi, everybody. Everybody is making their way in. It's so good to see everybody. I hope you guys have had a good week this week. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Bridget. Jody. It's really good to see you guys. How was the actual birthday? You know what? First and foremost, let me just say thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes. There were so many, I could not keep up with all of them. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for helping to make my birthday amazing. You guys, this birthday, okay, so a lot of you know that like the past several birthdays that I have had have not been great just because of the circumstances. But this birthday has been, I have to say on record, probably the best birthday that I've had in a very, like probably the best birthday. It has to have been just the best birthday that I can remember, because I can't remember ever having a birthday that was as good as this one. And we're not done. Okay. And I think that maybe it's a little excessive that I'm still birthdaying. Like my birthday was on Tuesday. We've been birthdaying since last Friday, and we still have this weekend. But you have to understand that the reason why my birthday is dragging out for so long is that part of that time I have my kids. So I have like a whole kid, like everything that I've done up until this point has been kid friendly, right? My kids went to my ex's yesterday. So now the rest of the birthday until Sunday is adult birthday. So like it's an excessive amount of birthday, but I also am not in charge of it either. We're blaming all of this on Q. Q has been in charge of my birthday, and he made sure that it was phenomenal. So yeah. And you all, of course. Am I cold? Yeah, I'm freezing. I have on my fuzzy jacket blanket thing because like it is so cold in here. It is 100 degrees outside. It is freezing in this office. I don't know why. It is so cold, but it is. I don't look a year older. Thank you. I would rather not look a year older. Danielle, my love. Hello, my friend. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Nicole says, I celebrate a whole month. I'm not quite there yet, but I got to tell you, if Q sticks around, it's quite possible that next birthday will be a whole month. Because, I mean, he takes it pretty darn seriously, and he's done such an amazing job. So, I mean, there's just so many things I could think of that I could tell you all that has happened, and I won't, but it's been really good. It's been really good. So let's talk. Okay. It is Feel Good Friday. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Feel Good Friday, I just want you to know what it's all about. So Feel Good Friday is all about easy, fun, instant gratification jewelry that you can very easily recreate. And I make this possible for you by creating kits. Every single thing that you see in today's show is a kit. Where can you find this kit? You can find this kit over in my Etsy shop, and that is where you can purchase it. I will package it up for you and send it out to you as soon as possible. And then you can come back to this video and rewatch how to make that particular piece of jewelry, and you can make it yourself with all of the pre-cut, pre-measured goodies that I have packaged up nice and neat for you to make yourself. Okay. I also include on Fridays for our Feel Good Friday show a maker mix. Our maker mix are just small batches of beady wonderfulness that things that I don't really have enough of to make kits out of, but I still want to share because they're fabulous. So I make maker mixes, and the maker mixes you can use to your benefit, not just to make beady goodness, but also to create a piece of jewelry and post it. And then your name is entered into win a drawing or entered into a drawing to win. There we go. A shipment of goodies just from me. And as a matter of fact, we have a winner from last month. I'm going to go back here into my Facebook messages and pull that up for you. So our winner for the month of June, congratulations to Carrie Lee Rubrick. Carrie Lee, you are our winner for June. You don't have to do anything special, guys. You just make a piece of jewelry out of a maker mix and then you post it. Nobody is judging the piece of jewelry. Your name just gets thrown in and it gets mixed around, and then we randomly select a winner every month. And I send you some goodies because I got them and I want to share them. So that's all you got to do. All you got to do. So congratulations to Carrie Lee. All right. Let's see. What else do I need to tell you guys? I'm running a sale. I got a sale. And this is like a last minute sale because normally I plan in advance. I did not. Sam is in the house. Hello, my love. Sam is here. Everything is good now. He says, hey, magical bead friends. Indeed. So I'm running a sale. And you guys know that I tend to run sales on a pretty regular basis. I don't do deep sales unless I'm really trying to move something out. I think the last big deep discount sale that I did was 40% off of maker mixes. That was a big one. And it was necessary. Like I needed to move maker mixes out. This one is very similar to that. I've got some earrings kits that have been sitting around for a while that I need to move. So for now, until Monday or through Monday, all earrings kits are 30% off. That's a pretty good discount. 30% off with the exclusion of the earrings that you see in today's show. Okay, so those are not discounted just because they're brand new. But all the rest of the earrings kits, and it's only earrings kits, okay, in the shop are 30% off. So take advantage of that. Now, that being said, I want you to know something. All of the earrings kits are on sale, but what happens when I run a sale, sometimes you need to go back later and look because I put all the earrings kits on sale before I've had an actual amount of time to sit. And like I said, this was last minute to go through all of the earrings kit inventory. I do that, and I'm going to do that as soon as this live is over, and probably over the next day or two. You're going to see some earrings kits that I dig out from underneath the pile of earrings kits that were previously sold out that are just strays. So it'll just be like one of something that maybe you missed, and I find it and I'll go ahead and relist it. So in other words, you might want to check back on the earrings kits. Like, so if maybe you purchase some today, you might want to check back tomorrow too, because there's a chance that there will be some from the Wayback Machine that I find and dig out and relist. So just keep that in mind. I usually do that every single time I do a sale. This one is an important one because I have so many earrings kits available. I really need to make sure that I'm keeping up with that inventory and digging out some of the ones that have gotten lost, because they get lost. I mean, have you seen this room? Come on. All right. Shannon is on YouTube. She says, is there a link to your Etsy? Is this stuff listed in Etsy? Yes. And yes. So if you'll watch the chat, I've got moderators here for YouTube. Colleen is our moderator, and she just posted one. She's always posting links for you guys. So, and then we have our moderators here for Facebook. We've got Nicole, and Kathy is always in the house as well. Just making sure that the links get dropped so you can go. Is that a fuzzy coat you're wearing in July? Rochelle, you must be a little bit late. I'm freezing. Yes, it's 100 degrees outside. It's like 3 degrees in my office. I'm so cold. All right, my friends. So yeah, I'm going to get started. We've got 1 maker mix and we've got 6 kits. That's a lot, but I mean, I'm extra. So let's do it, shall we? Switching you around. All right, so our maker mix for today is called Bubblegum Beach, and I am a huge fan of this color combo. So I hope you guys love it too. So Bubblegum Beach, and let me tell you, I accidentally dumped this out, so some of the beads might actually be missing from this. I dumped it out right before we went live. I did not mean to. it just, whoa, it just kind of happens. So this is a really cool, like a teal blue and pink mix. There's some, this is full of check glass. So there's tons of little 3 and 4 millimeter check glass through this. There's some little check glass flowers. These little check glass flowers, check glass rounds, check glass rectangles. There are miracle beads in here. There are pops of metal. So there are metal beads, daisy spacers, a little connector. This is just a really, really pretty. I don't do a lot of gold. This one doesn't have a ton of gold in it, but I thought it was really pretty. That pop of gold was necessary for this pink and kind of teal blue mix. So this is our maker mix. This one's called Bubblegum Beach. That's this one. Sam says, aqua and pink. Right? I'm telling you, like, it just makes me happy. I almost renamed it like Blue Raspberry, but like I was gonna name it like Blue Raspberry Sorbet, but I Bubblegum Beach is what came to me first, so I thought I'd stick with it. But so that's our maker mix for this week. I'm gonna sit this over here to the side. We're gonna get started. I've got, let's see. I've got a couple pairs of ear. Let's see. I've got 2 bracelets, a necklace, and 3 earrings. We're going to start out with the earrings. And we're going to start out with my favorite pair. I love all 3 of these earrings, but this is my absolute favorite pair. Because I was definitely on like a pink and blue kind of kick. So this one is pink and blue as well. These are my tropical bee earrings. They've got these awesome queen. You're going to see more of these. So there's another pair of earrings in today's show that have these and a bracelet that have these. But this one is in a pink and teal kind of combo with the tropical leaf and the check glass. So, so pretty. So let's put these together super quick. Everything in today's show, like I said, super quick, instant gratification jewelry, nothing hard on our Feel Good Friday shows, because I want to send you off into the weekend being inspired, not bogged down with technique and things, right? I just want you to go have a good time. All right, so we're going to take an eye pin. We're going to thread on a Swarovski bicone. It's one of those little squatty bicones. It's wider than it is tall. I love those. We're going to thread on our check glass bead. These check glass bee beads came from Miss Danielle Wicks, who is in the house. Guys, you're going to see beads from both Danielle and from Sam in today's show, as always, but I definitely like to call them both out and let everybody know how special and wonderful they are and how I could not do my job without either one of them. And I don't think I'd want to do life without either one of them either, to be completely honest with you, because they're just magical, awesome people, and I love them. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a wrap to loop here at the top. So I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers. I'm bending the wire over the top of the pliers. That way I can come in with my round nose pliers and do a wrapped loop. So I'm going to take that wire up and over the top barrel of the pliers, rotate, and then I'm going to take the wire over here to the other side. And I'm going to wire wrap in the space between the loop that I just made and the top of our bead. Okay. All right. So I've got that ready to go. I'm going to come in with my cutter tool. Okay. So there's that. I love these. They're not cool. Like each side looks different. I'm sorry. It would help if you could like see, but they're like, they have this really cool kind of model-y finish on them. They're just so cool. Okay. So anyway, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this little leaf on the bottom here. And I want to attach to that one of our little baby check glass flowers. How cute are those? And then we're going to pop on the top of that a little tiny 3 millimeter check glass round. And we're going to do a wrapped loop. So again, coming in with my chain nose pliers, I'm going to bend the wire. Okay, so I'm going to go up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then I'm going to wire wrap. And be extra careful with this one. The eye pin, or I'm sorry, the head pin for this is one of those really thin ones. So it's a little on the soft side. You just want to be careful with it. Okay, so we've got that ready to go. Now all we got to do is just assemble. So we're going to open up our ear wire. Just going to twist to open that up. And I'm going to thread on our coin bead here. And then down here, I'm going to use a jump ring to attach everything else. So I'm going to use 2 pairs of pliers here. And I'm going to twist. I'm going to thread on my leaf. And I'm going to thread on my little check glass flower. And before I close that jump ring, I'm going to thread that onto the bottom loop. And I'm going to close that back. These are so pretty. And I am not a pink person, but I'm learning to love pink. I'm learning to look at it in a whole new light. And I like pink the most when I can mix it with gorgeous other colors, and mixing it with this teal is, I mean, it just works. That's pretty. Even if you're not a pink person, that's pretty. And these really cool check glass rounds, they're matte, but they almost have, it's really weird because they are matte, but they almost glow. Does that make sense? Like, that seems counterintuitive. It's matte, but yet it seems to be glowing from within. They're so pretty. They're just so pretty. So that's our first pair of earrings for the show. I'm going to go ahead and set these over here to the side, grab those up because there's not a whole lot of these, I'll be honest with you. All right, our next pair of earrings is everything's kind of tropical feeling today. So this is a mismatched pair of earrings. If you don't like mismatched, you don't have to put these together in a mismatched way. In fact, there are so many beads here that you could technically get about 4 pairs of earrings out of the beads that are included. But let me show you. So we have these really cool. So this one's going to go this direction, and we're going to do the other one. We're going to switch it up so it'll be mismatched. These have these gorgeous table cut check glass flowers that came from Sam. They're so pretty. These really cool check glass rounds that have this like swirly black, orange, red, and black. And it matches these also came from Sam. And I got these from Sam a while back. These butterflies that have that same kind of orange, black, yellow mix to them. They just were made to go together. Okay. And then I've got these little baby check glass flowers. So that's one of them. Yes, this is a long earring, but mismatched earrings are quite often very long. Now I'm going to do the other one, but this one, when I put this one together, the bottom of it is going to be the same. We're still going to put our little flower on our jump ring, but we're going to switch around. We're going to put this flower here, and we're going to do our butterfly on the top. Now, again, you don't have to do it that way. If you don't like, that, you can make them both match each other. Okay. But I do have them labeled in the shop as mismatched. So that's what you're getting. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an eye pin, and I'm going to go ahead and thread on one of these gorgeous table cut flowers. Okay. And I'm going to do a wrapped loop. So chain nose pliers coming in, bending the wire, come in with the round nose pliers, going up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and we are going to wire wrap in that space. Okay, so once you have wire wrapped in the space, you're going to come in with your cutter tool, and you're going to trim off. I do want these 2 loops to face the same direction, so you can twist them with your pliers to make them do that if they're not lined up. Okay, come in with my cutter tool and trim off. All right, so that's going to go here. Then the next set is going to be another eye pin. I'm going to attach that to the loop we just made. Make sure that I get that open wide enough so that I don't damage the eye pin, and then I'm just going to close that back. So I treat those eyes just like I would a jump ring. I twist it open. Don't ever want to pull it apart because you'll never get that shape again. Okay, so now I'm going to thread on our butterfly with that crazy cool finish on it. And then I'm going to thread on a rhinestone spacer, one of these super cool, and you're going to see these again too. I'm in love with these beads. Okay. This like orange, black swirly thing. You're going to see these again today because I had something else that they went with too. All right, I'm going to drop a metal bead down on the top of that, and I'm going to do another wrapped loop. Up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then we're going to wire wrap in that space. Okay. So I'm going to come in with my cutter tool, trim off the excess, and then we're just going to put our little flower on the bottom and our ear wire on the top. Let's go ahead and do the ear wire first. So there's the ear wire. Now look, that's a pretty earring all by itself. You don't have to add the jump ring here at the bottom with the flower. Like, I get it. I know these are really long earrings, and you definitely can, you know, you can adjust these however you want to. So I've got a twisted jump ring here. I'm going to twist that open, and I'm going to thread on this check glass flower to go on. And then before I close this jump ring, I'm going to attach it to the loop on the bottom. And there you go. So you've got these super cute mismatched earrings, or you can make a match, or you can make 4 earrings out of them if you want to. They're just super cool. And these are in that kind of color palette that is more on the neutral side, except for the red and the yellow. But the black and the brown, that kind of tan, these earrings really work with so many things. So don't be thrown off by the yellow. You're going to see this yellow is really such a really cool accent. You're going to see it in a necklace we're going to make here in just a little while too. And it's not one of those yellows that you have to be afraid of. Yellow tends to be a color that people struggle with designing with, but you're going to see. I put it together in a way that I think is really cool. So those are our mismatched earrings. Going to move on to the next. I've got one more pair of earrings for you, and then we're going to do a bracelet, or 2 bracelets and a necklace, as quickly as possible. Now, I'm going to show you the earrings first, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you there's a bracelet that matches these. And these are super simple. Again, there are the bee beads. Again, there are some really beautiful check glass rondelles, and these are all in copper. The bracelet that goes with this, which is a separate kit, is also in copper. So stick around because we're going to do that next. Okay. All right. So to put this together really, really quickly, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our little check glass rondelle. It's kind of like a rose color. We're going to put this rose color rondelle onto our decorative ring. We're going to do just a simple loop. So I'm going to bend that wire over the top of the bead. I'm not doing a wrapped loop, so I don't have to have the extra space. I'm going to come in with my cutter tool and trim off, leaving myself about 1/4 of an inch of wire. And then I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. I'm going to grab that wire, and I'm going to roll back towards myself and towards the bead. Now, I will be the first to tell you, I'm not great at simple loops, particularly on a single bead. They tend to get a little wonky on me. This is no exception to that. I need to straighten this up. There we go. Okay, so I cleaned it up a little bit. Now I'm going to open that loop that I just made with a twist, just like a jump ring, and I'm going to thread it onto our decorative ring here. And then I'm going to close that back just with a twist. All right. Now you can leave this guy off if you don't like that pink on the bottom. It's just because there is a hint of pink here and a hint of pink in these blue beads. That's why the pink exists in this design at all. It might not be enough pink for you, so you might want to take that off, but again, it's up to you. All right, so now I'm going to take an eye pin. I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to thread that onto the top loop of our ring here. And I'm going to close that back. Now I'm going to stack on one of the coin beads with the bee and a bead cap facing upwards. So it's like a little cup, and we're going to thread on 2 rondelles, and we're just going to do a simple loop on the top of this. So the wire here is pretty darn short. So all I really can get away with is doing a simple loop. I'm just going to bend it over the top of the bead. Okay, and then I'm going to use my round nose pliers and roll back to close up our loop. Make sure you get a good closure on that. Might be a small loop, but it's still a loop nonetheless. Okay, and then we're just going to add our ear wire to it. Close that back. And you got a really simple but super cool little pair of earrings. Now, if you love these earrings, you're going to love the bracelet. The bracelet's gorgeous too. So simple, simple, simple. Let's do the bracelet. The bracelet is just a simple stringing project. Okay, I'm going to move this over here to the side. And I'm going to show you just simple stringing, gorgeous copper. This one even has a bee charm in copper to go with it, which is going to hang. We've got lots of copper spacers. We've got more of these coin beads and these gorgeous rondelles. Okay, so I am going to my bead stringing wire, and I'm going to get this ready to go. So I'm going to thread on a crimp tube and a wire guardian. Okay, I'm going to take that wire back down through the wire guardian. And then down through my crimp tube. Okay, and I want to be sure that I'm crimping properly because that's what's going to make my bracelet last. And so in order to do that, I want to be sure that my bead stringing wires aren't crossing within that crimp tube, that those two wires are running side by side inside there. So before I crimp, I like to try to separate those out. I'm going to come in with my crimper tool. I'm using the back notch of the crimper tool. That's the one that has what looks like a little tooth. It's like shaped like a macaroni noodle. I'm going to take that crimp tube, place it in there, and I'm going to squeeze. And what happens is it further separates that bead stringing wire within the crimp tube, and it also brings the metal down between them. So they are not touching each other at all. Then I'm going to turn that sideways. I'm going to place it into the front notch of the crimper tool and give that a squeeze. That just makes it a little bit more compact so that it is nice and neat and it doesn't distract from the rest of your design. Come in with my cutter tool and I'm going to trim off. Now, we're going to string our bracelet here. So we're going to start out with a metal bead. One of these really cool. So antique copper is the name of the game with this. We've got our beautiful antique copper bead-along bead stringing wire, and we've got our antique copper beads. So that, and then we're going to do rondelles, and in between each one of the rondelles, we're going to do a spacer. Just because I want to run the metal all through here. Sam is my spacer bead hero. He's my hero for lots of things, but when it comes to designing, he uses so many spacer beads. I am trying so hard to incorporate more because I feel like it's so beautiful. So this bracelet was definitely inspired by Sam. That's for sure. All right. So I've got 3 of our rondelles. I'm going to drop those down. Now I'm going to thread on a coin bead, a metal bead, a coin bead, another metal bead, and another coin bead. And we're just going to repeat. Okay, so that's our pattern for our bracelet. Okay, looks so pretty. So now we're going to do rondelles again. So there's a spacer, rondelle, spacer, a rondelle, spacer, rondelle, and a spacer. Okay, and then that'll be sort of the center of our bracelet. So now we're going to repeat with our coins. So coin, metal bead, coin, metal bead, and another coin. And then we'll finish that off with rondelles again. And then we're just going to finish this off and we'll add our charm to it. So super simple, but again, just a kind of a testament to what I say all the time, that beautiful jewelry does not have to be complicated. And it certainly does not have to be a representation of every skill you've ever learned. And stringing, I will always say stringing is good for the soul because it totally is. Stringing up a row of beautiful beads, there is nothing better than that. Well, I mean, there's probably things that are better than that, but you know what I mean? When it comes to jewelry making. All right, and we're finishing that off with a metal bead. We're going to crimp, and then our bracelet will be done. We're just going to add our charm to this. Look how pretty. Just so, so beautiful. All right, so our crimp tube going on and our wire guardian again. So we're just going to finish this off the exact same way that we started it. Now you want to be careful because of the shapes of these beads, because we've got rondelles mixed with some coin beads here. And so because of that, you want to be careful that you don't string this bracelet too tight. You want to be sure with all things that you string that you do have a little bit of wiggle room, but this is definitely one of those where a little wiggle room is going to go a long way for making sure that this bracelet has a beautiful drape to it and isn't all stiff. Don't let it get stiff on you. Okay. So there's my crimp, coming in with my crimper tool. Give that a squeeze. I'm going to turn that sideways and give it another squeeze, and then I'm going to trim off the excess. Okay. Now, the only thing that's left here is we're going to put our toggle on. So we've got a toggle bar that's got 2 jump rings. Those 2 jump rings are just going to add a little extra space. And then we've got our toggle ring and our charm. So I'm going to put one on one side and one on the other. Where are my bent chain nose pliers? All right. So just a twist, attach that to one of your wire guardians. Go ahead and close that back. You've got your toggle bar on one side, and then you do the ring on the other side. And then your charm, you can really put your charm anywhere you want to. It's up to you. I like to put my charm at the clasp. So that's where I'm going to put it. But you can always like just string it in there somewhere if you want. So I'm just going to open up the jump ring on the clasp here. And then I'm going to attach it to the jump ring here where my toggle ring is, and close that back. And you've got a gorgeous bracelet. It's really just a stunning, stunning design. It's so simple, but the beads are in the copper detailing is what really makes this amazing. That antique copper, there's just something about it. So, so pretty. Really, really love that. All right, so that was our first bracelet. Now remember, the earrings go with this, right? So don't forget there's an earrings kit to match if you want to have the set. All right, so setting this to the side. I've got one more bracelet, and then I'm going to save the necklace for the end, kind of as our grand finale, if you will. All right, our bracelet, our next bracelet, this one is rose gold and black, and this is just the coolest little bracelet ever. It's just wire wrapping. You're just doing your, it's a great one for practicing your wire wrapping if you want to. It's all in rose gold. Okay. So kind of mixing the metal up a little bit here, but we've got these awesome check glass flowers with that rose gold kind of pop to them. We've got some black and pink bell flowers, some vintage check glass beads. It's just a really cool little bracelet. So this is one side that's already been done. We're going to put the other side together in our center here. Okay, so like I said, some of this is already ready, but we're going to do some of the wire wrapping together. Okay, so we've got a little bit of wire wrapping to do. You've got all the wire is all pre-cut for you. Okay, so you've got this awesome bead-along wire. All right, so you're going to take each one of your pieces of wire. You're going to come down on that wire about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Grab the wire and you're going to give it a bend. You're going to make yourself a little backward 7. We're just making a wrapped loop eye pin essentially. So we're coming in with our round nose pliers. We're going up and over. We're going to rotate and we're going to take the wire over to the other side. And then we're going to wire wrap about 3 wraps. And then you're going to trim off the excess wire. Okay. Okay, and then you're going to thread on your flower, or whatever, whichever one you're working on, because you're going to do this with all of the beads that you've got, except for your little tiny bell flowers. 4 of these little bell flowers we're going to use as dangles. The other 2 actually go into the bracelet. So I'm going to show you how to put all that together. Okay, so now we're going to do another wrapped loop on the other side. Okay, taking the wire up and over. And then we're going to wire wrap. Hey, Nicole, you don't have to buy a whole thing of it. You can just buy the kit because I've already pre-cut all of it. You can test it out and see how you feel about it. See how you feel about that rose gold wire. It's really pretty. All right, so that's going to go in the center. And our little bell flowers, I'm going to do 2 little dangly bell flowers on either side of our center. So one of these has not been done yet. We're going to just thread it on to a head pin. We're going to do a wrapped loop. Okay, so up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side. Let's see. Somebody said, Lisa said, can you put a kit together for earrings to match this? You know what? I probably can do that for you. Let me make a note and I'll see if I can get that together for you for next Friday's show. Absolutely. I love rose gold. So any opportunity to use rose gold, and then this black and pink combo is like it's calling out to my inner Barbie. You know what I mean? Like, I have an inner sassy Barbie. I'm a redhead, and I still have an inner sassy blue-eyed blonde-haired Barbie inside me somewhere. You know what I mean? Okay, anyway, so you're going to do a wrapped loop on that one. Those 2 are going to go here, but then you've got another little wire wrap section. Well, you've got a bunch, but one of the wire wrap sections, you want to be sure that you save one of your pink bell flowers, because we're going to make a little link, if you will, and a necklace. Y'all are getting a little crazy over this black and pink, and this is pretty popular. And I'm not mad about it either, because I love rose gold. So, and I feel like rose gold and black is like, that's the new classic. You know what I mean? Like gold and black, yellow, or silver and black, but now rose gold and black. It's just good. All right, so I'm going to thread on a bell flower, and then I'm going to thread on the black bell flower. And those are just going to kind of cup each other, right? It just makes a cute little link. We're going to come in and do a wrapped loop on the other side of that. And then all of this goes together with just some jump rings. However, the clasp, you're going to have to make your own little clasp out of this. And I'm going to show you just like the super simple way to make a clasp, but you've got enough wire. The wire pieces that are cut, you could do a more fancy clasp if you want to. It's totally up to you. But let's just lay all this out the way it's going to go. Okay, that's the way it's all going to go together with these jump rings. And then as far as the clasp is concerned, I just made the very, very simple hook. And I'm talking super simple. It doesn't get any more simple than that. But like I said, you can do whatever you want to do as far as a clasp is concerned, but you have an extra piece of wire just for that. So what I'm going to do is I want to cut the end to make sure that it's nice and flush. I'm going to use my round nose pliers here. I'm going to use the back of the round nose pliers, the biggest part, to make my hook shape. And I destroyed that. That is not pretty. That was not pretty at all. Let's do this again, shall we? Know how that even happened. All right, so there's my little hook. This one's still a little wonky, but it'll do. Okay, so make yourself a hook. You just want to be sure that it's gonna hook to a jump ring, and that it's closed enough that it's not gonna sneak out on you. Okay, so you're kind of just making a loop, right? Just like a regular, like a simple loop. You're just not closing it all the way. Okay, and then I like to come in and I'll bend the wire, and then I do a wrapped loop on the other end. And again, you can really do this however you want to. You don't have to do it this way. But this is just like, if you just need a simple little hook clasp, this is a good one to do. It's just a wrapped loop and a simple loop. It looks like a fishing lure or a fishing hook, but it works. And if you feel like you want to put it on the block to work harden it a little bit, you can do that too. If you want to, you can even hit the end of it with an emery board or a metal file if you feel like it's a little jaggedy. But I mean, that's super simple, super, super simple. And the reason is that rose gold clasps are kind of hard to find. So I wanted to be sure that you had a way to finish off your bracelet, and doing it yourself, that just makes the entire bracelet handmade all the way down to the clasp, right? So you've got yourself just a little simple little hook for your clasp. The rest of this is going to go together with jump rings. You can see I've already got the little rose gold jump rings in between on this side. We're going to open up this jump ring though. Yeah, Nicole, I do too. She says making clasps can be tricky. Clasp books? Oh, start on the connector end and then make the hook part side. I see what you're saying. I regularly mess up clasps too, but I find that if you keep it simple, the better. You know, the more simple the clasp is, I feel like I have better luck. So I'm threading on my two little bellflowers. I'm going to thread on my center check glass flower. I'm going to close that back. I'm going to do the same thing over here on the other side. So now we're going to start working down the other side. Now listen, these four little bellflowers in the middle, you can put those wherever you want to. You don't have to put them exactly where I put them in the center of the bracelet. Like, that's always true with all of the kits that I make. You can configure these together however you want. Construct, configure, whatever you want to call it. You can put them together however whatever makes you happy, right? Or you can do it this way. Right, so we've got that. And then the rest of this, again, is just jump rings. Okay, so a jump ring. And then a bead and close. Open. Bead, close. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to shake you guys up too much or at all, honestly. Okay, and then our check glass, these vintage black check glass beads. I'm in love with them. They're so cool. All right, and then last but not least is the jump rings on the ends. So I'm going to do a jump ring on the end and my hook. And then over on the other side, I'm going to do another jump ring, and then I'm just going to lay this out for you so you can really see what it looks like, okay? All right, so you just want to hook your clasp, and there you go. So it's got a little bit of cha-cha because of our little bellflower babies here in the center, but for the most part, it's just this gorgeous rose gold, pink and black. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Super cute, really, really lightweight, easy to wear bracelet. And this is a good one for practicing your wrapped loops. So if you're ever looking for projects to practice this, something like this is a great one to do. And I definitely recommend starting out, if you're practicing, starting out making your beaded chains with the jump rings between them until you get good at it. And then you can take the jump rings out and just wire wrap them directly to each other. But that's like the next step in your wire wrapped loop journey. So, but there you go. So pretty. All right, I'm going to sit this one to the side. We've got one more project, and then I'm going to let you guys go for the day. Now, if you'll remember these super cool orange, red, black, yellow, swirly, yummy check glass rounds. So I've mixed these with black, and let me show you why. I've also made little dangles with them. This is one side of our necklace. Look at the cool lamp work bead for the center. Check this out. It also has that red, black, yellow swirly. There's the green in there because that's like a flower. It has this really cool shape on it. I don't know what you would call that. That's going to go in the center. Okay, we're going to do bead it up this direction. And then not only that, but we're also going to put little dangles for a tassel out the bottom of this. Okay, this is super cool, fun project here. So let's put together our necklace. Nicole's in love with this one. She told me yesterday when I sent over the pictures, she really, really loves this one. So the tassel out the bottom of this is just little pieces, pre-cut pieces of chain, and those are super cool little swirly beads. So there'll be 3 of those. So it's like a little metal tassel that we're going to do at the bottom. I know you can't really see it right this second, but you will be able to see it all come together. Okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bead up the second side, and I've done almost all of it for you. So our job really is just to put it all together. It's all just simple loops. Okay. In fact, there are 5 of these little sections. So we're going to take an eye pin. We're going to thread on a little tiny crystal. We're going to thread on one of those cool check glass rounds, and then another tiny little crystal. And we're just going to do a simple loop. Okay. So grab the wire. We're going to bend it right where it is exiting the bead, not over the top of our pliers. We're going to come in with our cutter tool, trim off, leave yourself about 1/4 of an inch of wire. And then you're going to come in with your round nose pliers, grab that wire and roll back to close up your loop. Okay, so you're going to do 5 of those for each side, so 10 total. Okay, and then in between, we're going to attach those with jump rings. We're going to put these little dangles as well, because I love dangles. You can leave the dangles out if you want to, but we're going to do 4 little dangles. So I'm going to take a head pin and thread on another little faceted bead. Grab, bend the wire. We're going to come in with our round nose pliers. Okay, we're going up and over. Rotate, take the wire over to the other side. And then we're going to wire wrap in that space. Okay, and then we're just going to come in and trim off the excess. And this one will be done. So you're going to do this with 8 of these little guys. Those will go in between each one of these. Okay, so let's put that together really quickly, and then we'll work on our tassel here with our specialty lampwork bead. So we're just going to use jump rings, okay, in between, keeping this super, super simple. We're going to open a jump ring. We're going to thread on one of our little beaded links, and we're going to thread on a dangle. Before we close that, we're going to thread on another one of our beaded links, and we're going to close that back. Okay, now we're going to pick up another jump ring. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're adding our jump ring. We're adding our dangle. We're adding another beaded link. And then we're going to close it back. Now, I want to be sure that all of my little dangles are on the same side, right? That way they're all going to hang correctly. Okay, so another dangle. A little beaded link, close that back. And we've got one more. So jump ring, whoops, our dangle and our beaded link, whoops. And we're going to close that back. And then I'm going to hold it all up and make sure that all the dangles are on the right side, because if they're not, I need to readjust them. So that's one side. So we've got the left side of our necklace and the right side of our necklace. They go together exactly the same way. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we are going to put together the rest. So we're going to take a piece of wire here. Actually, you know what? Let's do this little piece first. So each one of the pieces of our tassel is just a little piece of chain and one of these swirly beads, and it's wire wrapped directly to the piece of chain. All of this is all pre-cut for you, so you don't have to worry about doing any of the measurements or anything like that. So I'm going to take a bead, drop it onto a head pin, drop on one of these little facets, We're going to do a wrapped loop. Before we do the loops, though, we're going to attach it to our chain. So we're going to come in and bend. Okay, we're going up and over. Rotate the pliers, take the wire over. Now, before I do the wraps, take it off the tool and thread the tail end of that wire through the link. Whoops, messed up. How did I do that? Through a single link, not two, and just slide that right on. Okay, so now when you wire wrap, it's wire wrapped directly to your chain and you don't have a jump ring there. So you don't have to worry that the jump ring is going to come open on you and you're going to lose anything. Okay. All right. So you're going to do that with 3 of these. And those 3 are going to hang from the bottom of this specialty lampwork bead. We're going to put the specialty lampwork bead together with a piece of wire. So you've got the wire in your kit as well. Okay. So we're going to do a wrapped loop. And when we do our wrapped loop, we're going to thread on each one of our little chains. So coming down on the wire, bending the wire, I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers, going up and over, and I'm going to rotate, take the wire over to the other side. Now, before I wrap, I want to thread on each piece of the chain. So all 3 of these are going to slide into that loop. Whoops. Okay, so there's 1. We're going to do the next one. We're going to do 1 more. Okay. Then we're going to wrap. So we're going to do our wire wraps. I'm going to hold that with our bent chain nose pliers. And we're going to do about 3 wire wraps or 4 or whatever you want to do. You can get crazy with your wire wraps if you want. I'm not going to tell you not to. All right. So there's that. Trim off the excess. Okay. And now we're going to thread on our lamp work. Oh, actually we're not. We're going to thread on a faceted bead. And the reason is because the hole, you can see it's kind of large. So we need a bead as our kind of our go-between. So thread on a bead and then thread on your lamp work bead, thread on another at the top, and then just do a wrapped loop. Okay. So we'll do a wrapped loop here at the top. Okay, up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then again, just wire wrap in that space. Okay, you're going to come in, trim off the excess, and your little tassel for your necklace is ready to go. Okay, so now the only thing you have left to do here is just assemble everything. That part is super, super easy. So all we're going to do is we're going to take a single jump ring. Okay, and open that up. Now look, in the picture, I did this the other way around. Okay, I did with the little ruffle that was on the bottom. This bead, you can do it either direction. Either way, it looks cool either direction. So it's up to you. I just know that I'm putting it together a little bit different than in the picture. This bead is going the other direction in the listing. All right, so we've got our jump ring here on the top. We're going to attach one side of our necklace. And before we close that back, we're going to attach the other side of our necklace. All right. So all of this comes down to this, which is, I know, hard to see here, but you're going to see it on the bust soon, and you'll see how cool this all looks with all of our beads hanging on one side. Okay, and then the length of this is just chain. I've included plenty of chain. You're going to take your single piece of chain and cut it in 2. You can adjust it to make it whatever length you need for your necklace. I made sure to include plenty, and all you're going to do is just attach the ends with jump rings to your beaded sections, and then of course add your hardware, which is your clasp, which also is included in your kit, to the ends. Okay, I just always kind of do like the abbreviated version of this for our Feel Good Friday shows, because I feel like you've seen me already do jump rings and you know how to attach a clasp. So, all right, now, super cool Y necklace. You're not getting to see all of it. Just not at all. I'm going to turn you around, okay? So I'm going to grab the bust and we're going to go back through all of our designs, but we're going to start with this necklace since we just did it. And I'm actually going to take this jacket off because now I am hot. Whew. All right, so I'm going to put this on the bust. And I'm going to double it over because the chain, like I said, is really long. You're going to see how cool this looks. This specialty lampwork bead, I think, really kind of does it all. Get my little, sorry, trying to make it all hang correctly here, and I got it a little twisted. There we go. All right, so it's still twisting around on me. You'll just have to bear with me. Hold on. There we go. I'm telling you, if it's not one, it's all of them. So it's a super cool Y necklace with that amazing lampwork bead. And each one of those little check glass rounds is just like it's like a little individual homage to this awesome lampwork bead here, because they have all of the same elements. It's that swirly, like the swirly flower here, in the same red, orange, black, yellow kind of combo. And then I'm bringing it all down here with the tassel. It just makes for a really, really cool artisan kind of feeling necklace. And it all has to do, in my opinion, it all has to do with that focal lampwork bead. If it weren't for that, you could still pull off the same design, but it just wouldn't all come together the same way. It's like those beads were just made to go together, that lampwork and those check glass rounds. So that's just my opinion. I think it's a super, super cool necklace. It's definitely one that you can wear long, or you can make it short, and you can layer it with other pieces if you want to. It's nice and lightweight. The chain is small, so it's not super bulky. But if you wanted to take the chain off and use like leather cord or cotton cord or something else instead, you absolutely could. And then you still have like all of that chain left over that you could use for something else. All right, so let's just kind of go back here for just a second and just kind of revisit. So we've got our rose gold and black little bracelet with the vintage check and the check glass flowers and the bell flowers and all of that gorgeous rose gold wire. The jump rings, the head pins is all in rose gold. All right. Our other bracelet was our antique copper with that gorgeous bee. That's a nun design charm, by the way. And then all of the gorgeous check glass and the copper accents, the rondelles. It's just a really cool, really awesome, simple bracelet. And if you want to turn it into a set, we've got these super cool little earrings to go with it. So you can see they're a little long. You can shorten them up if you want to. I like long earrings. I don't know why I apologize for that. But I do know that some of you out there don't like long earrings. But I'm like long earrings all day, every day. But that's just me. So there are those earrings. 2 more pairs of earrings to show you, and then we're out, right? We're out of here. So we have our mismatched earrings that you don't have to make a mismatched if you don't want to, but you can, with the check glass flowers and the butterflies and those cool swirly. There are kit questions. Do all the kits include the lampwork bead? Yeah, it's all the same lampwork bead. All the same. So if you buy more than one of the necklaces, you're going to get the exact same lampwork bead in both kits. Was there another kit question? Last but not least are these amazing ones. These tropical, if I could hold it so you could see it, these little tropical pink and teal. Love these so much. They're super cool. They're very like they're tropical and beachy, but like I would wear them all year just to kind of remind myself of warm weather. You know what I mean? That's just me. It's just me. I'm never one of those people who like, I only wear this piece of jewelry in the summertime. The only exception to that rule is when it's pumpkins, and I only wear pumpkins in the fall. But everything else is fair game. Let's see, another question. Do you have to curl the hook clasp in on the rose gold and black bracelet so the end jump ring does not slip out? Yeah, you want to curl it, but just a little bit. The most important thing, you don't have to curl it if you don't want to, honestly. You just want to make sure that the opening is not so wide that it accidentally slips out. So if you make that opening very, very small, it's going to stay. It's going to stay. Love the turquoise and pink. Me too. Me too. All right, my friends. I hope that you have enjoyed all of today's projects. Don't forget, every single thing that you have seen in today's show is available for purchase in my Etsy shop. If you need to see the Etsy shop, there are links posted throughout the chat. If not, it's etsy.com/shop/13crows. That'll take you straight over to my Etsy shop. Don't forget, 30% off all earrings kits through Monday, except for the earrings that you see in today's show because they're brand new and I didn't want to discount those. I mean, they're brand new. But everything else, all the other earrings kits in the shop are 30% off until Monday midnight, turning into Tuesday. So you got a long time to shop on those. Don't forget, I'll be digging through old inventory to see what else I can find. And anything I find will go back into the shop as well. So you might want to check back, right? All right. I don't have a Michael's class this week, but I do have our weekly wrap up at 4 p.m. for our hardwired group. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys at 4 p.m. All of the rest of you, I will be here next week on Tuesday at 1 p.m. with another fun project for you guys. I cannot wait to see you. Have an amazing weekend. Thank you so much for all of your purchases. I love you all so, so much. Bye.